Update for the city of Charlotte. I'm at the Tryon Plaza building. This is where our Uptown Charlotte office is. And man, it's beautiful in the center of the city. But I have some major concerns. And some of my fellow citizens of Charlotte and North Carolina may have similar concerns. So yesterday, I walked in, and we routinely hear complaints from clients that, hey, don't want to come uptown, it's unsafe. So I said, I came in yesterday morning. I walked across a guy who was face down on the stairs between the parking garage and our office, and I routinely have to walk our team out because they'll get harassed by homeless or drug addicts. And I personally have worked super late, even 1, 2 a.m. and there are just congregations of people in front of and then behind the buildings where there's drug deals going on. People are passed out. They're just pooping, peeing everywhere. Constantly in the mornings. That's what the private property owners have to do. Is they come in, get all the vagrants out, clean up the poop, spray it off. In between the First Citizens building, this bank building, you'd think First Citizens has enough money, but in between this building over here, we call this poop alley. So in that alley right there, even though they have it locked a lot so you can't get in it, people still do, and they use it like a toilet. So there's nothing but poop there. So yesterday morning, I came in and I was hot on this subject. And I was like, enough's enough. I had to walk over to this guy. I don't know if he's dead or alive. I feel for people, man. I've helped organize and build homeless shelters. But the problem is a lot of these guys can't be in the shelter because they're too violent or they're still using, things like that. And so I said, okay, I called the mayor. I'm like, I'm going to call the mayor of the city of Charlotte. Got a voicemail. So I left a voicemail. Still haven't heard back. There's no way that a mayor can care about this city that's beautiful. There's no way that these banks that make so much money can care about this city and let it be in the state it's in. I was in the Navy. I'm a veteran. I used to go around the planet. I was a West Coast sailor. And I would go to Asian cities like Tokyo, Singapore, Busan, South Korea. I mean, really nice, big, even Australia, which is a Western city. Those cities are so clean. Dubai in the Middle East, Bahrain, modern cities that are 100 years ahead of our Western cities here in the U.S. and have more people and are super clean. It is a shame that we do not take pride in or take care of what we have. If we don't, we're going to lose it. This is going to all crumble. So I'm taking a stand. I'm going to do what I can, and I'm going to come in every day, try to clean up, get people out that don't need to be here, in addition to pay attention to doing what I can do, which is calling the police, calling the sanitation department to try to clean up the poop. When I talked to a sergeant at CMPD Maine yesterday, he was like, look, Greg, you're an educated guy. You know the deal. This is politics. Like, we can't do anything. And it's private property owners between those buildings. Like, that's not ours. It's up to the private property owners to do it. So I'm going to motivate, talk to Tryon Plaza, the First Citizens building, preferred parking, who has a duty and a real liability issue with not making sure that people are safe in their lot. Their parking lot should not smell of pee and poop because they don't attend them and they don't care. I talked to an attendant there today who did not care that there was two guys blocking that were vagrants that were obviously high, that were harassing people. Now, they ultimately helped me get those guys out, but they didn't want to do it. This guy said, that's not my job. That's not what I do. People need to freaking care, man. He said there's nothing you can do about it. I disagree that there's nothing that we can do about it. Even on my day off, I'm here working for clients. I'm doing my job. And part of my job is being a good owner and citizen of the United States, of Charlotte, and of North Carolina, and trying to help improve things. This is insanity. It has to stop. So I don't care if we have to have some kind of rehab or you got to come in and get these guys, break up these gangs that are shooting up in front of all these buildings and behind these buildings every night. I mean, it is insane that we pay so many property taxes. We pay for our properties. including the taxes. We pay for our mortgages. These banks that are right here in Charlotte, all these big banks, we pay them for all our mortgages, for our businesses and our homes. We continually elect public officials who do nothing, who maybe disempower the police. And I guarantee you, the way this works, the police chief points the finger at the mayor points the finger at the police chief. And we live in filth, in poop, and pee, and just places where my clients say, dude, Greg, I love you, but I don't want to come to the office because I don't want to come up to Uptown Charlotte. I don't feel safe. That is insane. We need thriving businesses and communities where we feel safe, we're proud of them, and we have some pride. Take some pride, dog. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to ask you. I could use some help. I don't have any of the answers yet. I just know if it were me, I would immediately have the police here arresting everybody, right or wrong. I mean, I would probably end up with a bunch of lawsuits because I would arrest everybody that was up here. I'd implement like a curfew for 2 weeks. We'd get everybody off the streets, and then we'd have people in rehabilitation, mental facilities, things like that. That's another thing. My wife says, look, we cut all the mental health funding. That's a problem. Used to, you could get SSI if you had addiction, things like that. I don't know what the right answers are. And there's good arguments on both sides. But I know whatever the politics and whatever's going on right now does not work, because we have a city that is literally in ruins and unsafe, and it's sad because it shouldn't be that way. And it wasn't that way when I was a kid. Steph and I used to come here and have a ton of fun when we were kids and did not feel unsafe. And it's sad that we've let it fall in the toilet like we have. Let's get it out of the toilet. Let's clean it up and take some pride in our own backyard. No way that the other places around the planet should be so much cleaner and safer than Charlotte, North Carolina. Please, I'm open to suggestions. I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to call and make my voice heard every single morning until there is change, and I'm going to do what I can.